Alright, what's up guys? I know the first thing what you're probably thinking is, why is this room such a mess? And one is because of Christmas, and two because I'm actually gonna have a small trip to New York and Virginia, which is gonna happen within a week. So I'm kind of getting ready, kind of everything, but that's for another time. So today I'm gonna be talking about OpTic actually dropping MBoZe and basically parting ways. And I know it's crazy, he is a captain, he's been on OpTic Nation forever, he was kind of the face of OpTic Nation, everybody knew him and everybody loved him. I personally think MBoZe is a great guy, I respect him a lot, actually, like, he's the one that always, is really nice to people, always says hi, I have a lot of respect for him, and it's kind of sad to see him, like, leave OpTic Nation, and I know they did it more in a business perspective because they just saw things weren't working out with him, I guess. I talked to Karma a couple times, and I talked to all the players on the team. Actually, it's mainly Karma, and I felt like just as a team, not mainly Karma, but as a team, they just weren't so happy sometimes with MBoZe, with his performance, and they felt like, they were struggling a lot, and things weren't working. And I felt like a huge reason was because of MBoZe. They didn't really put it out there too much, but I felt like it was a big reason. So they decided to part ways, and now it's kind of crazy the fact that the head of OpTic Nation, the face of OpTic Nation, is kind of going out of the team. But in the end of the day, it's a business point of view standpoint, because it's the team. It's the one player that's really holding the team back. A lot of the players on the team aren't just happy; they just aren't happy, and someone has to do something about it, aka the manager of OpTic, Hex. So that's probably what went down. And it sucks for MBoZe, like I said, but I did see some news, and I'm happy that he's still staying in the OpTic house, and he's going to continue working his YouTube, streaming, all that. And I'm happy for him, I'm happy that he at least gets to do that, and it wasn't like, bye-bye MBoZe, you're gone from the house, you're gone forever, like, go. But it kind of sucks, like I said, I really respect the dude. I think he's a great player. He does struggle sometimes. I know he's a really inconsistent player, and I talked about this in one of my old videos, but I feel like the reason he is kind of inconsistent is his playstyle. His playstyle is sometimes very overly aggressive, and in the end of the day, it's either going to pay off, or it's going to be, or it's not going to pay off. It's going to make him go inconsistent, it's going to make him go negative, and he isn't going to perform like he should. And that's the only bad part. I feel like it's something he can work on personally. He can, fix his playstyle a little bit, play a little bit more different, watch other people play, and see what he can do to improve. And hopefully, good luck to him. Hopefully he finds a team. Hopefully he finds a really good team. The way things look like, it is Season 1, so I don't know if he's going to play in Season 1. It looks like he might find a team for like UMG Orlando and these LAN events, but for the season, he's pretty much out of it, I guess you can say. He has to wait for Season 2, but I really hope he continues playing. I hope he does his thing. I hope he continues his YouTube. I hope he continues his streaming. Like I said, he's a great guy. I really respect him, and I hope nothing but success for him. So, with that being said, thank you guys for watching. Right now, OpTic Nation will be using Sinfola, who was on SB, and they parted ways. I don't know what happened. I think SB picked up Dito and Neslo, and they dropped Sin and Twiz. So it's John, Fizz, Neslo, and Dito. And that team's actually pretty good right now. But, sadly, I think Sin is a great guy as well. I've talked to him many times, and I've talked to him, I had Twitter conversations, and he's really respectful. He's a really good guy. I've seen some of his YouTube videos, and the dude's just really nice overall. So I'm happy for him, even though MBoZe got dropped. At least I'm happy they're picking him up for now. Let's see what happens with the near future, but things should be interesting. I think OpTic Nation is still a dirty squad. The fact that you have Karma, Proofy, and TP on one team, any player can kind of fulfill that one role. It's more of an OBJ, but like more consistent role. And I think the fact that TP and MBoZe are on the same team kind of made confusion, because they're both kind of an OBJ player. They both kind of had the same mindset. So they needed more of a aggressive, Slayer, consistent player, makes clutch plays, all that stuff. So that's kind of what they're aiming for right now. But for now, Sin was a sub, so they have to use him for now. But let's see what happens in the near future. But I hope things go well with Sin. And that's it, guys. So thank you for watching. I hope you guys like my little vlog, quick vlog. I want to put my input into this. I was reading all over Twitter, and I just felt like I had to say something. Thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. And Apathy, with the mess in the background, out.